Welcome, everyone, and thank you for taking the time to sit down and talk with us today.
As you already know, we're coming together to talk about access to good nutrition in underserved areas.
Talk about. Seems like that's all we ever do.
Well, Gloria, we hope that by working with the community, we can actually come up with an intervention plan that helps bring about some positive change.
Look, I have nothing against what you're doing here, and I know you mean well, but we've been talking about this issue my entire life. I'd love to see something get done, but I doubt very seriously that it will.
I'm sorry, Gloria, and hopefully we can help.
You all live in this area. If I were to ask you where you go for healthy food, what would you say?
Well, I would go to the Maxi Market on Kenwood if I had time. They have the best produce selection.
If you had time?
Well, it's the opposite direction from my job. And by the time I get off work, I need to get home and make sure my kids are doing their homework and getting ready for bed. I don't have time. Plus, I'm tired from being on my feet all day.
So, how far is Maxi Mart?
In rush hour, it could take an extra hour to get there, shop, and get back home, plus the extra bus fare.
And where do you usually shop for food?
There's a little Quip Mart near our apartment. It's not bad, but I gotta get my kids full every day. I mean, sometimes I'll buy a head of lettuce or some apples and we'll eat some of it, and then the rest just goes bad. I can't spend my money on food that's gonna go bad in a couple days. Now, I know salad is good for them, but I gotta give my kids food that's gonna fill them up.
And what fills them up?
A hamburger, or some chicken nuggets, or pizza. Oh, and ramen noodles. 5 for $1. I know it's not the healthiest option, but it's easy and fast and makes everyone happy, and it makes life easier.
So, do you ever make a side dish of vegetables and encourage them to eat that?
You mean force? My life is full of people who want to argue and complain for no reason. If I'm gonna go 10 rounds with my kids over some broccoli, I'm gonna need more hours in my day.
I've done a lot of focus groups and interviews like this one, and I can sense that Maxine is feeling uncomfortable right now. She's shared a lot of very personal information, and I'm pretty sure she's worried Richard or myself are judging her. It's important for me to let her know that I relate and understand where she's at. You don't have to tell me. My kids are the same. If I had a nickel for every time one of them had a meltdown over green food, I'd be rich.
So, how about you, Frank? Where do you go for your healthy food options?
I get over to Maxi Market.
How much fresh produce would you say you buy there each week?
Produce, not much. They got a great butcher counter, though. I like to grow in my backyard, so sometimes I'll grab some steaks or some burgers.
So no vegetables?
Not as often as I should, I'll admit.
Well, why do you think that is?
Oh, I don't think about it. I like what I like. I'm a meat and potatoes man, like my father and all my friends. We're old school. All that kale and quinoa, that weird stuff's for yoga ladies watching their figures.
So, would you say it's a cost issue?
It's just not what I was raised on. I'm an old-fashioned man, and to be honest, I don't like it. I'm an adult, and I don't have to eat what I don't like.
Do you ever make what you consider healthy choices?
Sure, sometimes I'll grab chicken instead of burgers. You should come try my dry rub sometime.
Sounds good.
Frank and Maxine's responses are interesting. We have access to all sorts of existing quantitative hard data on food deserts, obesity rates, and chronic health issues from any number of surveys. But this qualitative data from the community is just as important. If quantitative data is the what, qualitative input is the why. As we go forward with our intervention plan, we have to take these attitudes into consideration if we want to modify behavior.
What about you, Gloria? How would you describe your diet?
For starters, I don't eat anything that comes in a box with a picture of what it's going to look like when it's done.
You seem very proud of your healthy choices.
Look, at every billboard and every bus shelter in this neighborhood, every ad is for soda and candy and junk. 2 blocks from here, there's an intersection with a fast food restaurant on all 4 corners. It didn't used to be like this, but we let it happen. And now every aspect of life in this area is designed to sell cheap, lousy food to us. And I refuse to let them slowly kill me for their profit. So like I said, I'd love to see this study of yours result in some kind of change. But I'd also be amazed if it does.
Well, I guess we better get to work then. We have waters. If anyone wants some coffee, you can just help yourselves.